We're live on YouTube, so welcome everyone to this week's Cook Along. This week we have the wonderful Karen Wright stepping up, but I think first a few words from Marni, perhaps.
Hi. Welcome to Great Food Festival Cook Along Live. We are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m., and Sunday at 3 p.m. Before I start, today is very special because we have a very special guest host, and she doesn't need a lot of introduction. It's Karen. Hi, Karen.
Well, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining in.
Hey, Karen.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I think what we're going to do, guys, is I want us to crack on, and while we're baking, we can chat amongst ourselves and do more introductions, probably. Is that okay with everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you?
Do you want me to turn the oven on first?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Please turn your ovens on to hot. I'm going to put mine on to about 200.
200, okay.
Thank you.
I'm just checking that what it says on pastry packet, but I think that's about right. Method 220 or 200 fan, so it's very hot, and that's what's going to make the cold pastry react with the heat and get puffing up.
So today, what are we cooking today, Karen?
So what we're cooking today, I've called it a cheat puff pastry, okay? Because when you're on the Great British Bake Off, you're not allowed to cheat at anything much. Are you, Howard?
No, not at all. And it's strange, isn't it? Because in real life, it's what gets you through.
Gets you through.
Yeah.
It does. But no, you've got to teach yourself all new tricks to do. But this time we're making a puff pastry from shop bought. First thing I want us to do though is get cracking, so we're not going to spear all afternoon. On the chutney. So you need to get what you cook in your chutney in your pan on your hob hot. You need it hot.
So when it goes on the pastry, it's going to be hot as well?
The pastry's in your fridge at the moment, or it should be, but have you got yours out?
No, I kept it in the fridge, you told me.
Great. So are you all ready? So the chutney ingredients, all chutneys are basic. Am I shouting? Tell me if I'm shouting.
No more than usual, Karen.
No more than chutneys are basically made with vinegar and sugar, and then whatever else you want. So this is really simple. So put your vinegar, 160 millilitres. I changed mine to apple cider vinegar because we're doing like fruit. White wine vinegar, it's fine. So that's going. And then the sugar, I'm using a nice brown sugar.
I have one of these actually, Karen, as well.
The vinegar.
So I think I'm going to join you. I've got a nice cider vinegar, so
that's perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Is vinegar and sugar together?
Vinegar and sugar into your pan, and it takes about 10 minutes. Yeah, pop it in. Yeah. Get the heat on high because I want that vinegar to start boiling up. Yeah. So
that's brown sugar you're using, Karen.
Brown sugar. Yeah, I mean, obviously, sugar's sugar and white sugar would work, but I actually think, as with the tart tatin last week, I used a brown sugar and it gets a really nice dark result quite quickly. So mine's starting to come. It smells like being in chip shop now. Just here. I love vinegar. Does everybody like vinegar on the chips?
I like ketchup on my chips.
They call me around here the condiment queen. Because, yeah, salad was invented for mayonnaise and salad cream, not all the way around.
Absolutely.
So has everybody got the sugar and the vinegar in the pan?
Yeah.
Fabulous. So pop the onions. So you've got a bit of chopped onion, yeah?
Yes, I have got the chopped onion.
Into the pan.
Yes.
Okay.
I've not put my onion yet. I need to chop it.
It's okay.
You know, I've never made chutney before. This is my first time
First time doing what, love?
to make chutney.
Ah, yes. Well, I was saying to Nick this morning about this chutney business that, of course, because we're doing some cook along today, I thought that making a chutney from scratch might be a nice thing to do to show everybody how easy it is. But obviously, a shop bought chutney would work fine, except it wouldn't have any pears in. You might just need to scatter some chopped pears along. But what happened? What gave me the idea? What gave me the idea of putting chutney on the base of the pastry was because a few months ago my mother came to visit before lockdown, and she brought with her a jar of Branston pickle, smooth, and she said, "Oh, would you like this, Karen?" She said, "I don't like it. It hasn't got any texture. It's no lumps, nothing. It's just a smooth paste. I don't want it." So I took that off her, and it was in the back of my cupboard. And to be honest, I wasn't fond of it either, so it didn't get used. But during lockdown, we've been a bit dire for shopping, haven't we? In that, so I've been scratching about at the back of my cupboards like we all have been, and I came across this again. So I decided it needed to be used, and that's when the idea of putting a chutney also on a pizza base instead of if you want that sort of sweetness, instead of putting tomato puree on a pizza, you can put a bit of chutney, and the smooth one were actually fine. So that's where this idea was born from, my mother.
Oh, brilliant. I think this is a good tip. I used to learn how to make a carrot chutney with an Italian lady, and she actually put chutney in spaghetti, and she had it like that as well. That is interesting.
Well, it's good. Chutney's usually obviously got the sweet and the sour going on, which we've got with the wine, with the vinegar and the sugar, and then of course we've got a few dried fruits.
Yes.
As well, which you can pop in now if you want. Because if it's mine's boiling up, like I timed it the other day. It took 10 minutes from start to finish, providing the heat's strong enough. Because we're evaporating it off, it'll reduce down, and the sugar will obviously, like with jam, it starts to thicken it. So
is your hob on full power, Karen?
What, darling?
Is your hob on full power?
It is, or what? Everybody's on top. Ramp it right up.
Karen, someone on YouTube is asking what gas mark you want the oven on.
Oh, gas mark, right. I haven't used gas for ages. It's hot oven. It's the equivalent, right, to 200 fan. So anybody here, Howard, do you know?
Not without looking in a cookery book. I think it's about 7, do it?
I think it'll be towards the very top of the gas, if anybody can Google it, because I say it's a long time. But
yeah, if I'm not wrong, it's about 6 or 7, yes.
6 or 7 gas, very hot. Just keep your eye on it, really. Thank you, Marni. We've got some viewers on YouTube. How exciting. Does anybody want to put the dried fruit in? Any bit of fruit will do.
Okay.
We're strong, this, Karen.
Yeah, it burns your eyes out. And whenever you're ready now, because mine's thickening, whenever you want to, put the chopped up dried the fresh pears into the chutney.
About your pears there, Karen.
What, darling?
You've got a nice pear, have you there?
A nice juicy pear. Well, you can't beat a nice juicy pear, can you, on a hot summer's day?
Oh, no.
Are the juicy ones the old ones, though, or?
So it was 3 pears chopped up. Mine's going in because my chutney is nearly finished, okay? I'm just going to cook those down a bit now. They will disintegrate quite quickly, will the pears, like apples do. So that's all right. Ooh. So, yeah. So is everybody doing all right there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I want to we start to introduce ourselves.
Well, I think we should just wait, because otherwise we won't have anything to talk about when we're cooking the puff pastry.
Oh, yeah. We're waiting until
Yeah, I know you're very keen, because it's polite normally, isn't it, to make sure everybody knows who we are, but We're being a bit funny today. We're doing it different.
Yeah, that
That's
is
all
a
right.
good idea. And we can give full attention to everyone as well.
Exactly. We can talk more at length.
So Karen, when you cook this dish, so obviously we're doing a layer of puff pastry, and you can put pretty much any topping on there, can you? I could make it spicy instead, or...
Absolutely. That is exactly the thing. And that's the way I move forward. Whatever I've got in my fridge now, if I didn't like the Stilton, I do have some feta, goat cheese, just ordinary cheese, tomatoes, mushrooms. The thing though to remember with your puff pastry is that whatever the filling, the topping, will weigh down the puffness anyway. So the more you put on it, the more difficult it will be to eat. So you want to be relatively, you don't want to overload it. But yeah, in terms of what toppings you put on, the world's your oyster. You can put oysters
And then
on.
do you want to use more like drier toppings then? Because I don't want the pastry getting wet, I guess, or...
Some people would just put cheese and tomato, you know, and a sprinkle of herbs. And sometimes the simple things are just the right thing to hit the spot. So
Yeah.
Mike? Listen, I just want you to look into your. How's it doing? Is it thickening up?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but
Mine is
What we can do, everybody, while you're doing that is, do you want to get your pastry out of your fridges?
yeah, of course.
Because it won't be long now before we go in for it.
Aaron, do you add anything to your chutney, like a bit of cinnamon or
Just like you do, Howard, with your toppings.
yeah.
I mean, usually there would be cinnamon, there would be cumin maybe. I just wanted to keep this one really simple because it's going with the Stilton cheese. But in normal life, or a caramelised red onion chutney would work wonderfully with goat's cheese, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of recipes would have some extra spice in there or chilies to make it hot. So yeah, caramelised red onion chutney with goat's cheese on top of it would be amazing. So I'm opening my puff pastry now. The thing is with pastry is always to keep it as cold as you possibly can before use, always. So I'm just unrolling it.
Karen, I've got a block instead, so I guess I've got a bit of a job on
You would have. You need to roll it out. Yeah, if you buy it in the block, you can be rolling that like you did last week for your tart tatin.
And how thick am I going for?
About the thickness of a pound coin.
Okay.
Mine's nearly done. So little tip I found with this, you see it's on a backing sheet of greaseproof. I've torn that. I've torn a bit off, but never mind. Look, I've lost a bit of pastry. I actually get my baking tray and just, because it works beautifully, I'm just going to snip a little bit of the end off there to just shorten it. And I'm putting the pastry directly onto it. And then you've got something to help you lift it off when you've done.
Okay.
So the pastry is ready on your baking sheet.
How are you getting on, Josie?
Good, thanks.
Hello, Victoria. Hello. Hello,
I was
Josie.
looking at the tip, how to get the pastry out.
Yeah, just lay that on, including on the greaseproof sheet. That's perfect.
Thank you.
And
Have you
Victoria?
have you got a round one in France? Bonjour.
Bonjour. Yeah, I like to be different, so we've got.
Well, it'd be great. Yeah, well done. So, is everybody done? Almost done. We don't want it running. We want it thick. You can also bring your toppings, your cheeses across. So we're going to do the assembly and get it in the oven soon.
Yeah.
The reason I picked this as well was because I was thinking of combinations that like classic things that go, and pears and Stilton and walnuts are three things that pair very well together, I think. You'll be the judge of it when you try it. But mine's done. Right, I'm taking my my chutney away from the heat now.
Okay, so this is mine. Oh, smoky.
Smoke it.
Ah,
Let me see.
it's like this.
Fab. Is everybody else at the same spot?
This is mine,
Lovely.
but a bit thinner, a bit thicker rather.
That's mine.
That looks great.
Thank you.
We're not putting the whole lot onto our pastry anyway. We only need to get the pears on there in a little bit of juice. Hello.
Hi. So this
Hi.
is mine. But there's lots of stuff. I think I've
Well,
got one.
it really needs boiling up more
Okay.
and faster and longer.
Okay. I'll put a lid on it actually.
No, the lid will have the opposite effect.
Okay, I will leave the lid off.
I know. You think it will thicken it, but in actual fact, any sort of moisture drops back into the mixture.
Okay.
Right, I'm just going to move my.
Karen, is there a right way up to this pastry sheet?
No, it's fine
No,
either
that's a
way.
bit way.
It's fine either way.
Yeah, this is a very good tip because I usually never separate the baking sheet, the sheet out of the pastry. So,
I know. I just hit on it by accident one time, and it worked perfectly.
yeah.
So yeah.
Last time I baked it, the pastry, not the tartan one, and it's very soggy bottom. So I'm not sure if I put too much vegetable on top last time.
It will always be. It will never. The part of the pastry that's got topping on, whatever it is, will never be puffy, right?
Okay.
Because it can't rise. It can't force itself up. When you make like a millefeuille, those beautiful French pastries, you use puff pastry, but you actually trap the puff down between metal sheets to stop it from rising. But what we're doing with this, I'll just mention it now while we're still messing. The whole point about this, to get it right, is not to put filling right up to the edges, okay? So what we're gonna do is leave about 2 centimeters or an inch in old money, right the way around the edges. So it will be like a frame. Imagine you're framing something. You're gonna leave that bare, completely bare. And when it goes in the oven, because it hasn't got anything on that frame, that part will puff up beautifully. Okay?
And I take it going, I'm trimming the edges off as well, am I? Getting rid of the excess pastry.
Well, yeah. Yeah, get some scissors on there quickly and trim it down. Otherwise, yeah.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
yes, Nick. Hello.
Sorry. Just one of my top tips is doing a little score around the edge.
Yes, that's right. You can use, thank you, Victoria. You can use, I've seen it done on telly, a pastry wheel, but very lightly, so you're not actually cutting through it.
Absolutely.
You can try that now if you like.
All right, so I just poke it with the knife.
A knife, point of a knife. Just make sure it doesn't go right through it. Just a scar. I've just found that. So thank you, Victoria. That works really well. So I shall just do that myself. I'm a bit heavy-handed, so I'm a bit concerned I might just go through. But lovely. Rather wonky mine.
Yeah.
So I picked 3 cheeses out, but that was purely and simply because I'm greedy. If you would, just Stilton in this case will be fine, but I've got a bit of all sorts going on. So I'm opening those up. How's Nick getting on? Have you cut it to size?
Yeah, I'm just scoring now.
Brilliant. So, my pastry sheet, my chutney. So we just need a thin layer in the middle. We're not going over that edge, okay?
Okay.
So just spread that out. Is everybody okay?
Yeah, I'm with you, Karen.
Yeah.
So I have to making sure that there's no liquid as well. It have to be like more like a pear stuff.
My bit of liquid that hasn't gone really like jam, I'm just draining back, and I'm just picking the fruit and the syrup out now.
Okay.
Just for a little, and then I'll put that back, and that can go on a nice cheese sandwich tomorrow.
Oh yes.
One of my favourite tools is the offset spatula.
I don't think it will last till tomorrow. I might have sandwich tonight.
Yeah. So now I'm using this to just spread it round to that. We're leaving the frame, remember, that's the most important part of this to get a nice result. Howard, do you have a favourite tool?
I do actually. This is my favourite tool. I'm gonna get it out. A little red silicone scrapey spatula that somebody gave me as a present, and it's just invaluable for getting, you know, when you're cake making or whatever, just getting right round the bowl.
Around that. So that's the one you're always looking for when you say, "Where's my red spatula?" So that's it. So have we all got something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now go wild with your toppings, okay? I'm starting, there's no particular order, but I think we need to keep the Stilton at the top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of cheddar over that. Make sure it doesn't go over the edges.
I'm going for a combination of Cheshire with a bit of Shropshire.
You have got to have Cheshire.
I know. I'm in Cheshire.
Well, that's the thing. Not everybody, obviously. Does everybody like blue cheese?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it with the wine.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So, next one is a little bit of, we'll do this as fast as you can. Remember, pastry likes to be cold and it's got a warm topping on now, so we need to get it in the oven. So I'm putting a bit of mozzarella over for extra sort of squidginess, isn't it?
Yes, so it will be stringy.
A little bit like that, yeah.
Yes, very Instagrammable.
And then I'm onto my Stilton. Whoops.
So,
Yeah.
what's the feeling with everybody about using cheese that's got a bit blue around the edges, a bit of mould? Do we just cut the edges off?
Well, I'm doing
it. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never do that where it says use within 3 days of opening or whatever it is. No way.
No. You use your common sense, don't you?
Yeah.
And same with eggs. You know, you can test whether an egg's fresh. It might be over its date, but if you float it, well, if you drop it into some water and it stays on bottom, it's still fresh. Right. That's my cheeses and pickle. And then it's just take a few. I've just got the onion rings ready. You're just going to put whatever you want on there, scatter those about, leaving that frame bare. Okay. This is just like topping a pizza, isn't it? So that's me. I'm fine with that. Then the walnuts. This is lovely because this gives a really nice bit of texture, bit of crunch. So I've bashed them up with a rolling pin.
Mm-hmm.
Just scattering of those over the top. Everybody with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got some homegrown walnuts.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I know the Dordogne is the place in particular for walnuts in France.
Yeah.
But you obviously, yeah.
It comes all the way down to here in Turney. We've got really lucky with our neighbours around here. They quite often donate stacks of them.
What about chestnuts? Do you get chestnuts in the autumn?
Yeah, it's a massive thing down here. Foraging.
Right, and finally onto a sprinkling of whatever you want. I'm using sprinkling of dried chili flakes and oregano. How much you put on is entirely up to your personal taste.
I'm surprised you got a chili on this one.
Pardon?
So I'm a bit surprised we're going with chili on a like pear.
Well, normally, like Howard said, you'd quite often put the chili in the chutney, and this was a bit of an afterthought for me. But I just like a bit of heat somewhere, so I thought it looked pretty as well. But if you don't like, you know, a lot of people are concerned about chilies and the heat factor. You don't need to bother. It's completely transferable. And mine is ready now to go into the hot oven. Is everybody else at the same stage, more or less?
Nearly. I've just got a bit more crumbling to do, and then.
Yeah. Mine is kind of ready, but I'm not sure if I can put enough cheese or.
I put more cheese on that. I think you can get away with. Don't be stingy with it.
I'm a bit concerned about my waistline. You think
that looks nice? What cheese have you put on there? Is that mozzarella? I can't hear.
Damn, you're muted.
I've got mozzarella and brie, mixed cheddar, and then my pear chutney is still not there, so I just used a sweet tomato and chili chutney instead.
That's absolutely fine, isn't it? You know, that's perfect. You know, I nearly didn't do the chutney because I knew it. Oh, hello.
There
nice.
You go.
Are we all ready to go in then? What do we say, Howard? What do we say when we open the oven door at Bake Off?
You call for a camera, don't you?
You go, I'm going in.
I'm going in.
You can't actually put it in. And let's have a look, Nick. Everybody's going for it. So yeah, let's all do it as if we're on Bake Off. I'm going in.
I'm going in. I'm going in.
I'm just trimming the paper. Yeah, they always want the oven shots because they always hope that something's going to go wrong.
So if you're going to put something in the oven,
they always hope something's going to go wrong at that crucial moment.
So when you put something in the oven, do they like stop you and bring the cameras over?
Yeah, you are actually. Let's just check everybody's in the oven. We're all in.
Back.
Well done, everybody. Yes, on the filming, when you're filming on the Bake Off, they are very. But basically tell you that when you're going into the oven, please flag it up. So if your camera crew aren't just with you at that moment, just sort of say, I'm going in, and then they hear that, and then they'll just break off and come round, and they get people down. There's a camera down here, and a camera, yeah, it's funny. So they're not hoping, but you know, things do go wrong in the heat of the moment, and they obviously it's making good telly, isn't it? That's what we want. We want it. Anyway, well done, everybody. Everybody's gone in the oven, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, right. Where's the wine bottle? Because Marni's going to get us to talk about ourselves now.
I think we should start with yourself first, Karen. So obviously you you was on Bake Off, and the other day I saw you that you did some volunteering as well. It's like you.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just checking the time, just so we're all on 1:25 aren't we?
Okay.
So we're looking. Yeah. Hey Google. We're looking about 15 minutes. Yes, you're quite right, Marni. I was on the Great British Bake Off in 2018, so that's just 2 years ago, and that's led on to lots of interesting and fun things. And my life is very much richer for the experience. It's marvellous, really, for the change in things. And of course, just like everybody else has been devastated in lots of ways, if not financially, emotionally, it's had a massive impact on everybody in every walk of life as COVID-19. So when it first kicked off locally, I noticed that somebody started to do food banks, and they were starting also to cook main meals for people that were, the people that are so vulnerable that they have to isolate for 12 weeks, and they're very much reliant upon other people, obviously, for shopping and cooking. So we started a community group, and I said, well, initially there were only about 30 people receiving the meals, and I said, well, maybe I can do some baking, make some cake and slice a piece up so they get a treat with the main meal. So we started like that, but within days, other people joined forces, and more people needed the service. So we're now on 100 people per round of meals. So obviously I was finding it quite difficult to cook so regularly for 100 portions per trip. So other people put their hand up, and it's been fabulous. The community is pulled together in such a lovely way. So now I have my own group of bakers. It's fab, and we plan, you know, and I'll say, you know, who fancies doing what, and they'll send a recipe to me, and I'll say that sounds good. We've got the ingredients, because of course we can't go fancy, because we're doing it on donations that people give to us. So it's been a real stretch for me to think outside the box. And if I showed you the other side of my kitchen now, which I'm not going to do, you would see boxes and boxes and all sorts of baking paraphernalia. So
Karen, whereabouts do you live then? Where is all this happening?
Well, I live in South Wakefield. So Wakefield's geographically, it's north of Sheffield where Howard lives, but before you get to Leeds. So it's just a small, suburb of Wakefield. And it's just in the very local vicinity that we look after.
We've got a few of our cook-alongs from that area, actually. We seem to be Yorkshire focused. I think Marni, you're from Leeds, aren't you?
Marni's Leeds, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm from Leeds. So, well, I'm not original from Leeds, obviously. I'm originally from Thailand, but live in Leeds. Yeah, sort of not far from Wakefield itself. I would say if I drive another 10 miles, it will be Wakefield postcode.
That's right.
Do you find the communities pulling together well there, Marni?
Say it again.
Is the community pulling together well during this lockdown? Have you noticed that?
Yes, it has been, sometime in this difficult time, but actually we can see something out of it, something nice, something
exactly.
Good that is beautiful. The same as what are we doing for the past few weeks, Nick. So everyone come together and cooking together, and I think it really helps a lot of people, and that is such a wonderful thing. Anyway, my name is Marni. I am working for thaifoodmadeeasy.com, and I have got Instagram account called easy.thaifood. And that is me. And thank you for having me for all this time. I'm really grateful. Who's the next one?
Shall we go to Josie next?
Hi everyone, my name is Josie. I was also on the cooking show, which is called Britain's Best Home Cook, 2 years ago, and I forgot to turn my oven at the right temperature as well, so that was a disaster. You can get me on Instagram at Josie Pops, also in other social medias, including YouTube at Josie Pops.
Josie, what happened on the show?
Sorry?
What happened on the show with the pastry?
No, so that was the puff pastry was okay. It was a disaster because I had to make a rough puff and all that. But I've got warm hands, so it's no good for making pastries at all. But when I was
keep your puff cold.
Huh?
You've got to keep your puff pastry cold, have you?
Yeah. Yeah. So she said you've got to keep. So pastry's a problem for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's
they say cold hands, warm heart where I come from, though. Cold hands, warm heart. So you're not all bad.
I don't know about that. I'm warm all the way, Karen.
Especially today.
Shall we go to Victoria next?
Hi. I'm another semi-northerner. I'm originally from Nottingham, but half Yorkshire. I now live in the deepest, darkest Pyrenees, running the Free Range Chalet. You can find us on all social medias at the Free Range Chalet. We have been told that we can open again. There's a number of restrictions we need to put in place, but we're opening again from next Friday, which is quite exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm not sure I'm ready, but...
So Victoria, you can actually have guests into the chalet now. You can have people staying over there.
Yes, well, from Friday we can. Yes, we have to make sure that no separate groups mingle, and everybody wears a mask in the communal areas. But there's a few other things. But
can you travel throughout France as well, or it has to be locals that come and stay?
It was 100 kilometres restriction, but that lifts on Tuesday. Tuesday. So from Tuesday, you can travel through the whole of France, which again opens up the tourists to us a little bit more.
Yeah, fab. Yeah, I was supposed to be coming to France in June next month, but obviously that's been put on hold till we're allowed in.
Yeah.
Hey, yay! So, everybody checking their ovens. Sorry, I know we've got to go around just making sure. Yeah.
It has been about 9 minutes already.
Yeah, well, I said it'll be a good 15. It could push to 20. So, do you want to continue, please, Marni, with the introductions? Because you know everybody, don't you?
Let's go to Sam next.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam from Somebody Feed Sam on Instagram, and I'm just an avid home cook. So I've just been joining each week, just learning dishes, which has been really good. It's a little bit about me.
Oh, thank you.
Howard next.
Yeah, hello, I'm Howard. As Karen said, I'm from Sheffield. Oh gosh, look at this wallpaper. I've been busy decorating. I've done the bathroom, and I've now moved on to the kitchen because I've been doing quite a few Zoom classes lately. I've got another couple coming up this week. So I thought the kitchen was in need of redecorating. But we've decided this morning we don't like the wallpaper.
The one behind you that we can see?
Yes.
I like it.
It looks good on camera, but it's actually quite oppressive being in the kitchen. I've sanded all the worktops and they've all gone a nice light colour now. And then to put this very dark wallpaper in, it's just defeated the object a little bit, I think. So
what are you going to do? Paint over it?
No, I think I've sent for about another 6 or 8 samples of wallpaper this morning. So I think it's going to be stripped and redone, really.
I think I know where you're coming from, Howard, because you've shown me photographs of your lounge, and that wallpaper links up really well with the style of your lounge, I think.
Oh yeah. I mean, our lounge is black, so we've got quite a dark wallpaper in there, but I think in the kitchen you just want something a bit lighter and a bit sort of fresher, really. So
all that work though again.
I know, and it's quite well matched actually.
The pattern, you mean? Yeah. And you'll have put all your wallpapering tools and equipment away now.
No, I haven't, because if I turn this part's not even being done. So
right, we've got your mid floor.
Yeah. But we've just decided after it's particularly this wall here that just feels.
Oh, I see.
There's a lot of it, yeah.
There is a lot, yeah.
It's a bit like Where's Wally, isn't it?
So how do you run?
It's all coming in. It's like so oppressive. And Peter says that Peter, my partner, he says that the last thing I need is to be stressed in the kitchen, because I'm naturally quite stressed. So I think I just need a wallpaper that's going to chill me out, basically.
You never did like to do. You never did.
Are you looking forward to be able to, the restrictions of the lockdown? Are you going to be going a bit further afield or doing anything, getting out in the Peak District?
It's difficult for us because we've not got a car, and I'm still a bit nervous about going on public transport.
I think you're right to be.
Yeah. So my mum is on the other side of Sheffield, so I've worked out that I can walk to hers in about an hour and a half. So that might be one of the jobs.
Well, don't you like running though?
I do like running, yeah. So I've just got to run.
You could run over there in 10 minutes.
Or cycle.
Yeah, your mum.
Hello.
Hi, that's Chrissie here.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Chrissie.
I've got an Instagram account. It's not all food, it's just everything. It's Garden Goddess 216. So Garden Goddess 216.
Take it you like a bit of gardening then.
Well, I used to do gardening for a living. I've done all sorts of things, but yeah, I've been a nanny for the same family for the last 11 years. So.
Wow.
So, Chrissie, you've done you do a bit of foraging as well, don't you? Locally,
I like foraging. Yeah, the trouble is with me, I once went to this with my wacky friend, and she said, let's find out your spirit animal. And I thought it's going to be a wolf or a hawk, you know, an eagle or something. And they went, you're a butterfly. And I thought, a butterfly? And I thought, no, that's what I'm like. I'm like a bit of this, a bit of that. And so, yes, I like everything and a little bit of everything. I do everything.
Have you got an interesting garnish going on this dish?
I went and picked some bits out my garden. So yeah, I just stuck all sorts on it. I've done half with Stilton because my husband doesn't like Stilton.
Oh yes, he said.
Yeah, but do you know what? He's loving this Zoom cook thing. He's like, can't wait for the next one.
The tart tatin was the tart tatin, Victoria. It was absolutely scrumptious. And I'm going to be making it on Monday when we're allowed to have people in the garden at arm's distance.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to have my uncle who lives around the corner, and he's 89, and he hasn't, you know, he's not been anywhere, and he's coming, and that's one of the things I'm going to. Well, that's going to be the pudding, because it was so easy, but so absolutely exactly like you buy in the shops in France. I couldn't believe it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm looking in my oven, everybody. Do you want to check the ovens now? Because I think we're getting to the point where it should be all sort of golden and puffed up around the edges. We don't want anything dark and burnt. In my book, anything that's burnt's not good for you. Unless it's a banger off barbecue. That's not bad, is
it? Looking good. Cheese is melting nicely. Some good colour going on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy. I'm more than happy.
We're back in the oven for another couple of minutes, you think, Karen?
Yes, everybody's slightly different, but this is me.
Oh, wow.
That's
nice.
I think mine looks all right as well.
Yeah, so if you can get it out onto your board to cool carefully. I've got my other favourite tool. I'll just show you my other favourite tool, and it's this.
Oh, that's cool. So you can play ping pong.
It's actually a cake lifter, but it comes in for all sorts of things, and this is one of them. So I'm going to.
Yeah, it can do it as well, isn't it?
I'm just going to lift it down onto the board.
Yeah, I think mine need a little bit, like just 1 more minute, and I think.
Yeah, just use your own judgment. Everybody's ovens are different, aren't they? So you know you cannot be precise to the actual minute. I know freaks some people out. Like my husband likes to know to the grain. When I say put a pinch of salt, he wants to know how many grains. You see, I am so happy with the result.
That is look beautiful. I like the way it really puff up on the side.
I think that Victoria's reminding me, because it was a tip that I haven't used for years, that little tiny score is what's enabled this to really almost curve around and make a frame like a photograph.
I haven't got that actually. So you just scored right into the corner of the baking tray.
No, your score. I use this with the lightest of touches, just to mark it. You're not cutting through it.
No, okay.
It's to mark the pastry so that when it's heating up, it puffs around that open side. Let me see. Hey,
it looks like a pizza.
It looks lovely. It looks
best pizza.
Fabulous.
Is that because in France they sell only round pastry then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here they only sell rectangles. So I've just got a bit of green. I'm not putting a salad on top of it, you know, it's just a bit of garnish.
Right.
So do your own thing with your design of the finished.
And
see what I've got in here. Anything going on? So yeah. So you would serve this. I reckon, with a good side salad. Unfortunately, my husband likes chips with everything, but I don't really think it's that sort of thing. But he likes that. But a lovely side salad would be the thing.
So you wouldn't put like any olive oil on top, because if it was a pizza, I might do that, Karen. But
well, you could if you wanted to. I wouldn't put it on the pastry because that might spoil the look of it. But if you wanted to drizzle a little bit, you can. The thing is with cooking, you know, it's not an exact science. Baking is. Baking is an exact science, but cooking, you know, you learn as you go, and a lot of things can intermingle, mix and match how you like it. So what I'm doing now, just because I'm waiting to catch, I'm just making a little bit of tomato along the board.
oh, that would be good because it will make the color pop up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And add some acidity into it.
And then I've got a few leftover rings of red onion left over from the topping. And I shall.
You know what? My daughter gonna love this, and I am actually inviting my plant mother because I'm not very good at gardening and I'm not very good at baking. So I'm gonna make her really proud today. She's gonna come and taste my
taste your creation.
Yes,
The tomatoes, they like a lot of salt on tomatoes. It brings out the juice. So this is, you know, just something I know. They should really be kept at room temperature, sliced and salted, and that brings all the natural juiciness out and it makes it extra specially tasty.
Okay, so tomato and salt.
Yes. If you were doing like a tomato and mozzarella salad, just as simple as that, but always make sure you well salt the tomatoes beforehand.
That's my favorite, you know, caprese. So I have cherry tomato. I'm gonna put it. Make it look pretty. Eat with your eyes, obviously.
Look at this. I need to put my glasses on to see your works of art. That looks good. Are you pleased with that, Nick?
I've actually gone for a few pomegranates on there as well.
Pomegranates? Nice. Yeah. They're good for you. They're good for men in particular, pomegranates are. Lovely.
Right, that's my one.
That's gorgeous. Very, very lovely and flaky. Oh, now then. Ah, nice.
So we've got a beetroot and orange salad.
That would be a nice little, a small portion might be a nice starter for your guests, something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with it?
Yeah, I love it. It look really. This is my kind of food. A lot of vegetable and just like carbohydrate. This is really kind of.
Well
food.
done,
Marni. What did you put on there, Marni?
Pardon?
What toppings do you have on there?
It's mozzarella. Whatever Karen told me. So tomato.
mozzarella, cheddar, and Stilton.
Yes.
Okay. Love.
How long can you keep that chutney for then, Karen?
Well, chutneys, by the very nature of them, last a long time. So in a sealed jar, just like you would if you bought any from the supermarket, you know, they'd be all right for a couple of months in the fridge. Because it's natural, both the vinegar and the sugar are naturally what you use to preserve things. Like if you're doing pickles, you'd use your vinegar anyway, and that would keep it. And obviously sugar is as well. So just as long as you seal it, I mean, obviously it'd be okay for a day or two just here. There's nothing going to happen to it. But just pop it in the fridge in a jar.
Here's mine, Karen.
Let me get my glasses on. Oh, that looks a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice. So lots of double entendres going on today.
Well, my boyfriend's happy. I've got thumbs up already, so.
That's great. Howard, have you got yours there?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Have another look.
Right. Oops.
Whoa, that looks so fluffy and
Yeah, it's lovely and puffy, that one.
Very nice.
Pam, is this the sort of thing that Peter likes to eat?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, it's our lunch today, so yeah, definitely.
No, Kia, Christine.
Thank you, mate. Get photos, everyone. Send them in.
Right, okay.
I will do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming along and cooking with me. It's been great.
No, thank you.
Thank
It's
you
been
very
amazing.
much for
Okay, guys, all of my favourite chefs out there, thank you again, all of you, for coming. It's lovely to see Victoria back again in France.
Absolutely. Bon appetit, everybody. Enjoy your lunch.
A couple of things, Karen, before we go. You actually have a Bake with a Legend class coming up. Chocolate eclairs on the 7th.
I do. Next week. Anybody out there that's interested in baking with me, we're doing a chocolate eclair class tomorrow, and it's on the Bake with a Legend website. And apparently there's a discount code, GB Bake.
Yeah.
GB Bake.
If that doesn't work, double check it on the GB social page. There'll be links in the description of this video, though.
Yeah.
And also tomorrow we have Barbecue Ben, and we're going to be making a barbecue pizza kebab. It should be interesting.
I'm hoping to join in that one.
Sorry, Karen.
So I'm hoping to join in that one tomorrow.
Yeah, you need some dough balls apparently. Can you get them local?
Make them, darling. Just make them.
Yeah.
If you've got bread flour and yeast, make them.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll call you about that.
Yeah, I'm planning to ask my daughter to make dough balls for me because she make a very good pizza dough. She's baked better than me, my daughter.
Cool.
The better baker than me. So are we done for today? And thank you very much, Karen, for teaching us how to make this lovely puff pastry dish today. And tomorrow, 3 p.m. with Barbecue Ben. Anyone that would like to join us, please do check our website on gbsocial.co.uk. Anyone that's watching us now, please do not forget to click like, subscribe, and share. Otherwise,
thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Guys. See you guys.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.